You have to use that if you want to screen capture a desktop. Anyway, all right, let's get into it again. All right, we are back here on this beautiful Tuesday, broadcasting live out of Oakville, Ontario. So we've got some Sun and Moon coming up for y'all. It is a red and white control deck for the modern format. So we've got some sweepers in the form of Anger of the Gods and Wrath of God. We've got 4 Lightning Helix. We've got Chalice of the Void hanging out down here at the bottom of the part of the curve. Simian Spirit Guide. There's only 3 copies in this deck. This was from the 5.0 dump, so I'm not going to question its efficacy or construction until we've played it. But our general game plan is to remove our opponent's early creatures if they have any, try to get a Blood Moon or a Planeswalker down, and then be able to sort of control out the rest of the game. Nahiri the Harbinger in 4 copies allows us to plus 2 times and then -8 to get an Emrakul, which we can use to go after our opponent. So between Nahiri, Chandra, Gideon, Elspeth, and Blood Moon, we will hopefully be able to win some games here. This is a very similar setup to the red-green Turbo Chalice deck, lands deck that I was playing before. If this deck is successful at all, I will look at retooling that deck in a way that is sort of a similar setup to this one. If this was a deck that was able to be successful, then I do believe my red-green lands deck, which is a little bit of a pet deck of mine, I believe that deck will be able to be successful in some form or another. It just might be some differences in approach that that I might need to nail down. That said, it is also playing 25 lands and 2 copies of Gemstone Caverns, so at least it seems that that conclusion that I really reached seems pretty valid. Only playing the Simian Spirit Guides as ways to accelerate yourself seems to be perhaps the place that you could be. So we're going to hop into a Modern League and see how this goes. As I was mentioning before, I had to take the stream down and bring it back up again. We are playing in a bit of a lame duck modern format. We will be getting changes to the companion mechanic on Thursday. The companion mechanic is no longer going to exist in its original form. We are going to have a change where you must spend 3 mana at sorcery speed for a special action to put your companion into your hand before you can cast it. So companion will not be working the same, and I expect some big changes in the modern metagame based on that. Gideon Jura, Ruiner of Cubes. Really? How's your 5 mana Planeswalker ruining your cube? Is it because he's bad? I think it's because he's bad. It nukes aggro so hard. Do I know the text on Gideon Jura? I know it destroys tapped creatures. Six loyalty, +2 during target opponent's next turn. Creature that player control attacks Gideon. Oh, attack Gideon. Huh. And destroy target tap creature, and then he becomes a 6/6. Interesting. Okay, so we are in the dark. Our opponent does not have a companion. We've got a turn 2 Chalice. We've got a 25 land deck. We do have a Nahiri in our opener here. But I'm pretty sure turn 2 Chalice X=1 on the play is going to be good enough for me. We're likely going to draw our 4th land. Oh, we're not on the play. How did I misread that? My bad. Still, we might be fine. It's my first MTGO match of the week. Give me a minute to get worked in here. Yikes! Well, here's hoping that Wrath of God is going to be good. Oh, well, I guess we could just peel Lightning Helix. That'd be great. That'd be wavy gravy, my friends. Wavy gravy. Like an ocean of gravy. A gravy boat. Uh-oh. Oh, no. And now we know they have a Serum Visions. Neither deck's playing a companion. I do expect to see a reasonable chunk of that during this league. Oh, this must be Aspiring Spike's Is It Wizards list. The question is, do I want a Chalice or Lightning Helix? Whichever it is, I'm pretty sure it's going to get countered. So let's have our Chalice get countered, since the Lightning Helix may bridge us towards our turn. I wonder if they don't... Oh, they don't have a Spell Pierce or... You know, and then they didn't have a Force of Negation either, I suppose. Great Teamer Delver. Whoa. Whoa. I don't know what's happening, but I'm into it. Okay. Jeez. Opponent just bleeding value over there. No, this is not his list. I just thought it would be because he's reasonably popular, and I thought this was going to be Is It Wizards with Delver of Secrets, but it's not. This should lock the game up if that resolves, which it did. So it looks like we're getting away with murder here in game one. This deck could easily have beat us with the right cards in their draw against the draw that we had, and it looks like they were just a tad unlucky. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to play Nahiri here, and plus get rid of this Emrakul. There's plenty of great cards for us to draw into in our deck, including 3 other Nahiris. If they manage to put in the 6 points of damage to deal with this card, that's 6 points of damage that is not going at me, and we'll probably win the game from that point. So, Spirit Guide. Sure. I do hope we run into a mill deck. That would be wonderful with this Emrakul in our main deck. Can exile the mage too, or is that not worth worrying about? I just don't think it's worth worrying about. Like, look at like if they manage to do any like good work with this Soulscar mage, I would be shocked. So they are attacking me. We're just gonna Wrath it next turn. They're gonna be compelled to counter it. Then I could exile it. Like we've got all the cards here, literally and figuratively. Top. Yep, top that. I could draw that now if I wanted to. I think I'm probably just going to cast one of these Wraths. These Wraiths. Wraiths of God, I assume, is the plural. Yeah, because then I can just exile it with Nahiri if they counter this. I only need one more mana source from here on out because I do have a 6-drop in my deck, but after I have 6, I don't need more. So Nahiri's card selection going to come in clutch, no problem. What is this? Wizards lightning me. Sure. That does get around Chalice. Well played. My Emrakul is not going to kill them, but I think I'll be able to bridge the gap. Yeah, it looks like they've conceded. Yay, magic! Yay! Alright. Delvery do. Probably want these boils. Probably want this Chandra. And I don't think I want anything else. Blood Moon also seems like it would be fairly effective here. Which means what we're cutting is going to be a little tricky. I feel like doing that, but that cannot possibly be right. We're going to be on the draw again here. I feel like this is no good in this matchup. Chalice was nuts. Is Big Chandra worth? I mean, I pulled her in, so I hope so. I drafted her. We have 8 Wraths in the main deck and 4 Lightning Helix. Like, so I think I'll get one of these Spirit Guides back. I don't really want to cut the Spirit Guides. I just think probably the weakest thing in the main deck. Maybe Torch of Defiance. But she's like a 2-for-1 removal spell because usually what's going to happen with Chandra is if Chandra resolves, she kills something and then they'll attack her down. I wonder if we shouldn't like pull down a little bit. Maybe cut like a Gideon and a Chandra. Something like that. Not that. That. And pull these guys back in. Because I don't want to not have the option of turn 1 Chalice. I think turn 1 Chalice is going to be busted in half. Even if they do have a way to remove it. Although I guess that could be the consideration is like, because they now know there's going to be Chalice, they're going to have sideboard hate for it, which means I don't want to 2-for-1 myself to get it out early when they're just going to kill it. I'll keep 1. Alright, I'm going to go with that. We'll see how game 2 plays out. Alright, so turn 2 Blood Moon. I've only got 2 lands in this hand, but I feel like my 25 land deck is going to draw up what it needs here, so let's keep it prey. Opponent mulled to 6 on the opener, so... Okay. Turn 1 Delver. Oh. Well, I could just kill that now, but... I feel like the Blood Moon is going to be banging. Here they come. Here they come. Still no land. Yikes. Sure hope I don't miss. Force? Spell Pierce? Anything? Fetch basic forest? Nope. Doesn't even sack their fetch land. I do feel like this was a bit of the experience of playing Turbo Prison. Was like every now and then it was like, turn 3 Blood Moon. Your opponent's like, yeah. And I was like, what? Yeah. I don't have anything for that, you know? I just, I don't got it. Land. Okay. And that Delver better not flip, or we are going to be in trouble. Whew. Dodging bullets over here like it's the Matrix. Oh man, I hope I rip. What a goodness gracious. Well, we've got no card selection, so I suppose that's fair. The fact that they haven't played any instants or sorceries yet is a wonderful saving grace, but man, if they rip a lightning bolt, we are going to die real quick. Huh, amazing. Their Team or Delver deck hasn't flipped their Delver and it's turn 5. Gee, I wonder why I hate playing that card in Modern. Okay. Yep, still can't cast anything. Yikes. Okay, well, they didn't have anything so far. Whose deck is more garbage? Mine or theirs? Oh, no. Oh, it's a bolt! No, we're dead. We're dead. I think we're dead? No, we're going to go to 1. Oh, they didn't... What if your Arcanist dies, friend? What if your Arcanist dies? I'm not entirely sure what your plan was. They must have Force, right? Okay. Okay. Wizard Lightning and then Lightning Bolt. Oh, they're holding on the Bolt. Hubris. Yeah, that's Hubris right there. They could have killed me. No, they could have killed me. So if we draw a mountain, we're just going to Helix them twice and then they're... Yeah, that's a mountain. I'm going to go up some life here before I play a Gideon. I'm going to play a Gideon, but I don't want to be at 4 against the deck that could easily draw multiple burn spells. We know they have a Lightning Bolt in hand, so really at this point they're just holding out for 1. I might even play the other one just to hedge against their potential draws. There's basically no reason not to at this point. I think this is the best course of action. I mean, yeah, we were already super safe, really. I don't think they can cast anything anymore. It seems like their deck doesn't have basics. Okay, so Elspeth is going to win the game the fastest, so let's put her in. No, I just wanted to fire off my two life gain spells first, because if they were ripping nonstop lightning bolts, they could have killed me, right? Whereas, like, once I've played the two helixes, like, yeah, there you go. Once I play the two helixes, I'm the most insulated. Like, trying to win the game would be riskier than I thought was necessary, and the fact that they had they had only red mana meant they probably had a lot of dead draws. You went to Sun's Champion. Yeah. Not Elspeth, Knight Errant. Good evening, MTGA kid. We are not playing MTGA, but we are playing MTGO. Errant. Yeah, I thought it was Errant. Mark Rosewater always says Errant for some reason.
Errant.
Yeah, it's Errant. Okay, we are on the draw. We've got a turn 1 Chalice, and we get to keep our Simian Spirit Guide, so I'm inclined to keep this. Hilarious. Our opponent had opening hand actions. Okay, so this has got to be Bogles, if I had to guess. Actually, I think I'm just going to exile this Simian Spirit Guide. I don't think I'll need faster mana than that. I think Blood Moon is going to be pretty good after the update. I can agree with that, McDerp 4. Oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, no. Oh, you're so dead. Oh, you're so dead. Oh, my God. Why are you so dead? Times like this, I almost feel bad for opponents. Then I remember they're trying to kill me. Times like this, Roy, I almost feel bad for teachers, but then I remember they're trying to teach. I miss the days of Chalice being really good. I mean, we're kind of back in them. I went 13-2 over the weekend playing Turbo Chalice, so you tell me. Turbo Red Prison. And Chalice was a big part of that. I think Chalice on 1 is reasonably good right now. My opponent is in the grieving phase. I never knew you had a beef with teachers. I don't. I'm just quoting The Simpsons. Teachers are wonderful people, by and large. I mean, there are bad teachers out there, and they shouldn't be in teaching, but that's every single job. It's more impactful on most people's lives when you have a bad teacher than a bad bus driver, but them's the breaks. Once the bus crashes, I guess. Bye, friend. See ya. Boosh. Get out of here. God is angry with you. Why do you think he smote you with a chalice? Tell me who to smite, and they shall be smoten. I suppose I could have sandbagged that. I just didn't like the potential of getting slammed by it. Okay. Okay, opponent. You would just calm down over there. Playing your bogle into my chalice. You didn't even have 7 cards in your hand there. Jeez Louise. Roy, I'm starting to think I should have held on to the previous Simian Spirit Guide, Roy, so that I could play it and attack for 2. I have some despair to hear that, Mare Bear. I'm not happy about your displeasure with your Switch and the software which you are trying to download. Is it a brand new game? I didn't catch which game you were trying to get. Oh, no. So this is the reason we could have tried saving our Anger of the Gods. So. Okay, so we're going to have to kill our monkey here. But that's fine. So the only two CMC spells in my deck are Lightning Helixes, which I currently don't need, and other Chalices. So we're going to play this Chalice on 2, and that actually should be a hard lock on my opponent who isn't playing Luris. Tis Dungeons? The Minecraft Dungeons? Their server might just be backed up. It seems like it's probably pretty popular. So, I mean, I would say just try to be patient with it. I know it's a frustrating experience, but you might have to wait until overnight until you can get it downloaded that way. My opponent seems to be inclined to mill themselves out because they can't play additional Core Spirit Dancers and they can't play any 1 or 2 CMC spells. It's a bug they're aware of, but the only help they have aside from talking to support is for Xbox or PC. Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah. Hopefully you don't have to wait for a patch, because obviously that would be frustrating and long. I think I was probably supposed to fetch a Plains there, because my deck is running Blood Moon, and currently if I Blood Moon, I won't be able to cast Wards. I won't be able to cast Wrath of God. Or any of my white planeswalkers, of which I have like 4. Do you think they have a 3 CMC spell in their deck, Roy? It's been a problem for 2 days now for me, and that pick was my second time re-downloading the game. Yeah, you described to me that you had to re-download it twice to try to get it working. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Some O-ring effect, maybe. You think they'd play a 3 CMC O-ring effect in Modern? In Bogles? Do you think so, Roy? I don't think so. I think they're just grieving. I think they're working their way through their grief right now. They haven't realized they can concede. I should have worn my t-shirt. That wasn't fair. No, I mean, I agree with you, Roy. That seems quote-unquote reasonable. Why am I not attacking? I have the power here. Do you think they're sandbagging, or what do I want to call it? Do you think they're just, like, fishing for information here? They just want to see more of my deck? I guess. But if they were doing that, why would they cast enchantments and cause themselves to mill out sooner? I wonder if they're playing something crazy like a rebuild effect, where it just like grabs all of the auras out of their graveyard. We could be against a mad person. I think they might be quite mad, Roy. Yeah, replenish. Is rebuild the one that bounces all the artifacts? So glad that card isn't modern legal. I mean, would it? What do you think that people would do with it? I mean, I assume it would be an unfair deck in the same mold as, like, Dredge. But I can't really imagine it being more obnoxious than things that are already in Modern. Yeah, but, like, it's a 4 CMC sorcery. Like, we've got Living End. Like, how much worse could it get? All right, we're going to discard this Emrakul for the second time this league in 3 games. Because for some reason that's a thing. Blood Moon. We're actually going to bottom that because I don't have a second Plains. I don't really want to lock myself out of playing win conditions here. Beep, boop, boom, boom, boom. Beepity boom, 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 boom. Beep, beep, beepity, beep, beep, boom, 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 boom. Beepity beep. Oh, ley lines! Roy, they can still cast ley lines. That's why they're in this game. See, they're going to cast all the ley lines in their deck. You see? Which is the style at the time. Okay. Am I supposed to play this Chalice on 3? Am I? Pretty sure I'm just supposed to hold it and discard it to the Nahiri at some point, but there's a consideration for casting the Chalice on X equals 3 or X equals 0. Just get the Chalice Tron in play. Just rummage it. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wow. No, we're just gonna win, dude. Like, why would I not choose to win here? Oh, we've picked up all of our Simian Spirit Guides this game. Literally all 3 of them were had popped into this game. We had 2 in play and 1 in exile. So my Nahiri could only get Emrakul. I couldn't BM them by Nahiriing for Simian Spirit Guide. Alright. Do I want to keep the hit? I think I'm not sideboarding. Is that crazy? I'm pretty sure it's not crazy. Looking at my sideboard, I'm pretty sure I'm not sideboarding. I don't need Rest in Peace because they're not a Lurrus deck. Maybe they're a Lurrus deck post-board, but I think I'd rather have the Helixes to kill the Lurrus in that case, and or core Spirit Dancers. We've got Blood Moons, we've got Angers, we've got Wrath of God. Like, this seems like a great matchup in the meta for us. So, like, let's go. Hashtag run it back. Like, oh, and for reference, errant in Japanese is Ayamata. Can we get a big nod to Google Translate into Japanese being like a Japanese gal? It's adorable. Yeah, there's the post-board Lurrus, as I suspected. So we've got Helix on 2, which is not great, but Blood Moon on 3 could be really good, plus we've got Wrath of God. So as long as we don't die too quickly and they don't have things like mantles, the Umbral Mantle or Hyena Mantle, we could be okay here. Well, that's just the best possible pickup now, isn't it? Yep. That's it? Okay. So the Chalice on 1 is going to block them from playing more Totem Armors. Yeah. So we just have to deal with 4 power. So as long as we pick up 1 more land, or we could top deck an Anger of the Gods, we should be okay here. Suppression Field. Okay, so that's gonna make my Planeswalkers a little tricky. They okay. I'm not gonna ask. Hey, we peeled that land we needed. Alright, so we should be okay from here. And we're gonna be able to Lightning Helix their face after the Wrath, or even before it, to make sure that we don't die, so... Hold on, we might be killing a core Spirit Dancer here. Oh, Wambo combo. Managed to 5-0 with a Crack the Earth brew. We're gonna have to play it this week. Tell Josh, Roy. Smallpox made it. Also, I hope Josh is well. Also, hey, Larynx Punchworthy. We're playing a deck with win conditions. How do you like it? We also need to hope to dodge Coronet. Yeah, that's true. Coronet would have been a little... What's the thing, Roy? Hinky? Oh boy. Oh boy. I do love a good win con. We picked up a land that is not going to hurt me to play this Wrath. Let's win. Bye, friends. Oh, you would have loved game one, Larynx Punchworthy. We go, they go turn one Bogle, and we go turn one land, exile Spirit Guide Chalice. Get wrecked. Hinky means dishonest suspect. Did I use it in an incorrect context there then? Was that... What did I say? Tragic describes the situation. Yeah, I think we're just going to hit them with the moon here. The moon! So we'll do it... I'm not super interested in taking more damage here, so let's just do it this way. And then we'll play this untapped mountain, which I guess it doesn't really matter. They had peeled Coronet. Yeah, Coronet could have been bad. I love that they boarded in Suppression Field. Suppression Field is one of those cards that right now, like, there must be a bunch of people who think they're really clever to play Suppression Field, and then they board it in a whole bunch. It's like it's like a new Ashiok. Like, people are like, oh, I've got these Suppression Fields, gotta board them in, hell yeah, gonna get people, and then they usually just end up getting themselves because it's not... What is Suppression Field doing in the Bogles deck? Like, what are they... I don't... By the time I play this Nahiri, I'm gonna be able to pay for the I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna exile this. I'm gonna exile their land. They get to play even less Magic than they normally do. Right. Yeah, pretty much. Exiling a Dryad Mountain, that's right. We're the monsters. I know who the monster is. It's me. I'm the bad guy. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boo do do boing do 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 boing do. Ding, 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 ding. Really? I love how these players are very Roy-like. They're like, I'm not conceding until I see an actual win condition out of you. I can do this. I can do this. I can beat a Chalice on one and a Blood Moon. Meanwhile, their deck has exactly one creature that can be cast at that point, I'm pretty sure, which is Core Spirit Dancer. But they can't put any enchantments on it. I mean, they can put some 2 CMC enchantments on it, but they shouldn't be playing Spirit Mantle, which means they can't put the Daybreak Coronet on it. Like, what are you doing? Oh, we were against the Andy Awkward. I think they play control decks, like Urian piles in Comp REL events, if I'm trying to remember correctly. They have no companion here, though. I don't think I should keep this, but this plays a lot of Magic. We've got double Temple to Scry, so I'm not going to keep it on the play. We're finally on the play. I double-checked. For someone who hates auto wins, you sure get salty when people don't snap. I'm not salty. I'm just surprised. Like, I enjoyed spending the extra amount of time to slaughter them. To be fair, they could draw Force of Vigor. That's true. If they had Force of Vigor in their deck. That's true. Was correct about the Urian pile style deck, but they are not playing Urian. Possibly preparing for the new era of Modern. Also, what up, Pokeron 19? The illustrious 19th heir to the Pokeron family. Well, I don't love our chances against Snow-Covered Island, Scalding Tarn, and Astrolabe. Already feeling sketchy here. Hopefully we miraculously resolve a Nahiri the Harbinger here. And we binge them hard. Is this 60 card Urza? Like, I'm intensely curious. Well, we're gonna start slamming our way through their counter spells. Let's see if we can get anything resolved. Yep. Sure. Maybe it's Scape Shift. No, they would have ramped by now at least once. No Urza, so they have Cryptic Command, which is fine. Like we have no way through that. We're just gonna punch through it by playing as many spells as we can, and if we can't, then we're gonna lose. Yep. Bye, Nahiri. We will have the Boils post board, and one of the things that this deck has over some of the other ones that I have played is that when we get to the Boil point of the game, we're very likely to have the 4 mana. There's really no chance that we won't. We're just playing a 25 land deck, so we're really hoping to casually roll up to 4 lands, no problem. So they're going to have another remand, I suppose. They should have another land drop here. Random 6. Our plan is to use our face to break through their wall. Yes, I hope their wall is softer than my face. Otherwise, it's not going to go great. I'd rather play Nahiri. I have lots of cards I'd like to loot. Let's do these two. Can I resolve this? Please don't force me. Come on, you don't need to force this. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yes, that one. Ha, we drew gas. It's not particularly useful gas. Single tank of kerosene. We'll drive 26 hectares on a single tank of kerosene. Take her for a test drive and you'll agree. Zagrabev is in Zlotykniev. Well, that's bad news. Well, that's the other half of the bad news now, isn't it? They've got the Cryptic back in their hand? Yikes. As well as 4 other cards. So pretty dead here. Feeling real dead. Yeah, that would have been great a turn ago. Am I playing this on 2? I guess I have a Helix in my hand, so no. Alright, Chalice on 1. Huh? Do you care? You don't care. I knew it. I knew it. Can't make out what the car salesman says in that video. Well, I mean, it's from a made-up foreign language, so I don't think you're supposed to. I've listened to this song enough times to hear the quote enough times, so it sounds like Zagrabev is Zlotykniev, but like, yeah. Well, like, because there's the joke right beforehand, right, where Homer goes, "What country is this car from?" And the guy's response is, "It no longer exists." This is probably a former Soviet bloc country. It was absorbed by Russia. Because this was the 90s, right? Like, the wall just came down. So it was a lot more topical back then. Well, we can kill their Rannon sacks, but I really don't care. I'm moving on to game 2. Once they countered my 3rd Planeswalker payoff, I knew I was in trouble. Put it in H. Speaking of walls, it looks like I broke our face. Yeah, their wall was shored up with Mystic Sanctuaries. It's not a good time. All right, so these 3 cards are 100% coming in. And I assume they're supposed to go out for Simian Spirit Guides, but I also feel like Blood Moon is really bad here. No, Blood Moon is okay. They're on... Oh, we'll just take out some Angers. Hell yeah. Actually, let's do a split of Anger and Wrath. I wouldn't take out the guides. Yeah, I didn't want to. It just seemed like the most obvious because there was like a 3-card package of things in the deck that were good to bring in against blue decks. And then I saw a spot of, here are 3 cards that 2-for-1 you. But yeah, you do want to play this a little aggressively and just hope that what you have is good enough. Again, I think the way I played that last game is correct, and they just had the right mixture of things. I think it's entirely possible. What do you want? The Anger and the Wrath doesn't get... I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I just feel like a split is a reasonable choice here. I guess Uro, if I team up Anger of the Gods and Chandra, get exile an Uro. Gideon is Destroy, right? So Anger of the Gods plus Gideon could exile an Uro. Chandra will do that on her own. Elspeth will do that on her own. No, Elspeth needs the Anger teamed up as well. So I just don't feel like there's a lot of risk with... but if we have an Anger of the Gods in a situation where like, man, I really wish I had a Wrath of God, then we'll know it's possible I screwed up. But we won't be sure because we have 2 Angers. So I can always say that I didn't screw up. I'll always be able to take that to the grave with me. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. This is about as good as we can get in this matchup, right? And I guess I could try to mulligan for turn 1 Chalice here, but I really don't think that that's worthwhile. We don't really know what they're doing. They're basically just playing like teamer good cards. It's like one of the teamer piles from before Ikoria. Teamer control. I guess it in theory it would have been worth staying in the last game to find out if they're playing anything. I probably should have brought in Rest in Peace. Yeah, I missed that. Now that I'm reflecting back on it. There's a lot riding on this moon. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep it. Maybe their hand won't be as good. It probably will be, but I think this is a generally bad matchup, but I do think I should have brought in the Rest in Peace here. I hope it's relevant. Me too, friend. Me too. Fetch basic Astrolabe. One of the really frustrating things about Astrolabe is not just what the Astrolabe is doing, but the fact that it is an incentive for people to fetch more basics. Like, that's been such a pain in the butt. Ren 6? Gross Spiral. Okay. They might not be able to counter my Blood Moon. Yikes! Well, we're not messing with their mana literally at all. But it does turn off their Mystic Sanctuary, so it is still worth casting. It's still worth casting, it's still worth keeping in the deck, but yikes. Ooh. Not the best draw I've ever had. This doesn't stop them from casting Archmage's Charm, it just makes it a lot more click intensive. Same with Cryptic. They're going to cast an Uro. Oh, they probably have a Remand again. Remand also just freaking wrecks this deck. Because we're playing 4 drops on 4, 5 drops on 5, 6 drops on 6. Like, Remand is a real tilt. If they have Remand here, we're basically just done. Like, obviously we're not, but I'm just saying, like, that's going to buy them all the tempo in the world that they need. Also hurts the Exile the Ape strategy. Yeah. I mean, counters in general do. Like, Force of Negation is really good against these decks, too. I don't know if they have any Force of Negations, but just in general. Like, It's the same as playing the Turbo Prison deck. It's the same as playing the lands deck that I have. It's the blue matchups are really bad generally. I mean, you can win them, and like I think the Turbo Prison deck is actually best set up for them because it comes out swinging so fast. But they're just bad because it's so hard to actually resolve any of your threats, and their casting costs are very diversified, right? Island. Well, did this to myself, Roy. I did this to myself. Oh, you have another remand? Come on. No. Full price Mystical Dispute, and I am one off. I guess we could exile our moon before boiling. I mean, that assumes that our Nahiri resolved. And I was thinking of it, but like, there's no way we're doing that line. Like, that's insane. I think we're hoping that at some point they bounce it or something, and then we just get to wreck them with a boil that they're not expecting. But if I don't draw a threat fairly soon, I'm just going to concede. I just don't think this is a particularly interesting match to play in any fashion. Oh? Well? I'm going to put it on top. And then I'm going to cast it next turn. And then if they counter it, I'm going to boil them. I miss Pyroblast. Me too, dog. Me too. Hashtag print Pyroblast into Modern. So they just put Aether Gust on top? Man, if they put another island in right now, we were going to get them real bad. Oh, no. Oh, man. Although they have a Ren and 6 in play. God, that sucks. Well, hopefully we'll be okay. Yeah. This boil sucks. I mean, the boil is going to be kind of awesome, but... Gust me, baby. Gust away. Okay, we're going to put this on the bottom. We're going to hope that we draw a way to deal with the Ran and Sex. It's like Helix has been a joke, unfortunately. Hashtag got him? They're going to be on 2 lands here, which is kind of sweet, but we're on 1 card in hand, so... And they already have a Ran 6. This is likely not too relevant, but we'll see. If the last card in our hand was Nahiri or Chandra or... God, I hope we don't rip a big Chandra or a Chandra Torch of Defiance, actually, because we don't have a second mountain. Yikes. On the plus side, it's a nice quick league. So we might get to run a 3rd deck tonight. Oh, come on, really? You had another Uro in your dang hand? Man, and if we had a Rest in Peace, they would lose all those lands. And they probably wouldn't have countered it, because it only deals with their... Yeah, okay, so we definitely screwed up sideboarding here. If by some miracle we managed to win this game. Like, if I rip Elspeth and it resolved... Jeez. Oh, boy. They're going to cast an Uro next turn? Yeah. To be fair, the boil was a banger. I think I just screwed up the game in the sideboarding. So that's on me. Like, I haven't played this deck before. I didn't play the matchup. I wasn't thinking about Rest in Peace against the Ren 6, against the Uros, against the Mystic Sanctuary. Because usually when I'm playing this kind of deck, I don't really care when they Rest in Peace me. You usually end up winning anyway, but... Yeah, I'm just going to scoop to the Uro. We're not going to beat it. Yeah, this has to be Uro. Yeah. All right. If anyone was curious whether or not this is a meta deck, behold my record, 2-0-2-0-0-2. This is all 80-20s, friends. All 80-20 matchups. You're either really going to win or really going to lose. Is there wiggle room? Of course there is, but obviously we should be playing what is the modern legal Pyroblast? It's terrible. Guttural Response, is that the name of the Guttural Response, yeah. Oh man, Andy, I didn't know you knew I existed. That is so cool. Thank you for dropping by. I enjoyed playing Whir Prison and Thopter Sword. We played once before. Oh, that makes sense. I thought I had maybe played against you, but I just know of you from your tournament finishes. So, am I keeping turn 1 Chalice? Hell yeah. Sorry, I didn't remember that we played, Andy. It's I play a lot of Magic. I'm cool to toss this Rugged Prairie. So again, against someone with with no companion, which has been the trend of the evening and actually the weekend. I think people kind of knew that something was going to happen in the mechanic come Monday, so it seems like a lot of people are trying to get ahead of the ball. Also, the non-companion... Well, that's a good draw. A lot of the non-companion decks were kind of sick. Or sorry, there are a select number of non-companion decks that people had found that are very good against the field, Ad Nauseam, Titan, and other nonsense, like what we're playing. Nice, nice. You had a really good tournament finish on the weekend, right, Andy? I think at least one. There's 3 challenge level events that happen every weekend, so I'm not able always to keep track of who does well and what. Because there was 2 super qualifiers and a challenge. Top 8 modern challenge, 9th the PTQ. Yeah, that sounds right. It was looking at the results from 2 of the challenges. I swore I was looking at the same result. They're just, the names were like all in the same order almost. It was crazy. It was very, I don't want to call it inbred, but it was very much the same crew that was all had a good handle on where the meta was. Bloodbone. All right, Naya deck. It's the same people all the time. Oh. I mean, I know it's some of the same people, but like, because I follow it every week. So I know it's some of the same people, but it's not always like that focused. Who was the person they were trying to get a Pro Tour invite for a while, and then they got it. I can't remember. It wasn't. I'm not talking about Aspiring Spike. I know he did that, but that's not who I'm talking. This is someone I don't know. It's not Dylan. That's not the right name. It's someone who's a friend of or an acquaintance of Jerry Thompson. But that was a name where I was like, it was like always in the top 8s of these super qualifiers. It was like just crazy. Wasn't Lapless John, even though they do pop up frequently. Naya with Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Interesting. Well, I need another white source to kill it. Nah, I'm not going to remember off the top of my head. Aha! You've been chaliced. Pew pew. Well, that's a bit of a shame now, isn't it? It's a good thing there's a bunch of basic planes in my deck. And by a bunch, I mean 8. I remember when the Sun and Moon deck was tier. When the hell was that? That must have been years ago. I printed out a copy of this when I worked at a gaming store a couple weeks back, or last year. I made DWS. Death Workin' Shadow? Death Twerkin' Shadow? Right before Probe Ban. Oh, that, yeah. Because I have played against, I've played against 4-color Shadow and Grixis Shadow on my Turbo Prison deck, and my lands deck, and getting Chalice on one against them is just gross. They have like no out for the Chalice. You messed up your sequencing, friend. You did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Grixis Death Shadow nowadays, especially, their whole deck is 1-drops. It's crazy. All right, we're in a race against the clock here. We gotta beat this board. All I gotta do is draw planes. I mean, obviously the voice will leave behind a 1/1, but Operation. Is it water on the knee? For me, it's a race to beat the clock is always perfection. Pop, it's perfection. For Milton Bradley. Well, that'll do. That'll do nice. Thank you, deck. Aww. Gonna pretend that this deck is the deck I'm playing. Thank you, deck. Pop, it's perfection from Milton Bradley. It's a race to beat the clock, but watch out. Pow, it's perfection from Milton Bradley. Yeah, that and sock 'em boppers. Sock 'em boppers, sock 'em boppers, sock 'em once and bop 'em twice. Roy, you know that no matter what deck I'd be playing them in these sleeves, so. Matte black Dragon Shields. Those ads were obnoxious. God, Ermic. Well, the ads are obnoxious because the product is sold to children. Like, what do you want? It's... So now we've got the Chalice on 2. Our opponent is a Savage competitor and is sticking with us through the adversity. But don't worry, we've got a 3-drop threat here. It's monkey time. I'm a monkey! Oh yeah! Give this monkey what she wants! For anyone who gets that reference, I'm sorry for the mental image it probably put in your head. Clothis? Oh. That's not... Oh, never mind. We're good. We're good. It was Larynx Punchworthy. It was from South Park. Clothis is great. She is thick as hell. This girl's got thighs for days. Man, your top decks have been fantastic. Yo, I've never claimed that any of my success was due to skill. Can't think of a better 6 CMC Planeswalker than Elspeth. That's because there probably isn't one. She sees play in a lot of formats where, like, she's legal. Like, what? No, I don't mean that. I mean, sorry. So in Modern and Pioneer, the Eternal formats where it is possible to play a 6 CMC Planeswalker. I mean, technically in Legacy, I'm sure it is, but Elspeth as a 1-of or 2-of in some control decks has been like, it's just like always a fringe playable card. Has been for a long time. It's just, she is a banger. Ooh, look at you, Naya deck with the Luca. Did you get anything castable? You did not. No, they got an Arbor Elf. Got him. All right, we might have to kill that Luca, or at least knock him down to 1 loyalty, just in case. Oh, well, we're gonna kill him. Kill him! I'm gonna disagree with T. Orville, and can't we just do something to his voice box? Needed to reboot stream. I was just quoting Simpsons as usual, so. The Stonecutter. Who is on the Stonecutter World Council? Because I can't. There's only one of them that I don't remember. Because it's Mr. T, it's Orville Redenbacher, George H.W. Bush, but I can't. It's Jack Nicholson? Oh, so Orville Redenbacher is the guy with the curl herm. Weird. Chalice is on too. Yo, you're right. I shot myself in the foot. Classic prison player. Well, thanks for saving the card in my hand, Ace Cold Zero. Sounds like a delicious beer. Try the new Ace Cold Zero. The full flavor, none of the calories. Man, if we get Emrakul, I'm gonna be upset. I don't think they have Emrakul in their deck, though, because they've got 1-drops, 2-drops, and 3-drops. They did rip a Knight of the Reliquary there, not a Knight of Autumn, so that's good. You're welcome. I'm a Chalice player, too. 2 months expedition map wasted there. Yeah, dude.
Crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season. And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head.
Renegade Rallier. Good for you. We need an Emrakul if we're rocking Nahiri. We have one. We have one. We have one Emrakul. Mom is here and she's a little tired of people's shit sometimes. Oh, she's in there. Yeah, but you can fire off the world's cutest emote, so nobody's gonna care, dude. Okay, so we're gonna play Gideon. So I could go after the Luca here, but we will take casualties. If they put an Emrakul into play this turn, let's just assume they can do it. We're just gonna kill them on the attack the next turn. Because we got 10 creatures that are attacking for at least 3 each, so that's 30. Yeah, we're just going to cast Gideon. I blame Emrakul for someone so large and omnipresent. She's so good at staying out of the spotlight. Well, she's like God. Just, I am all powerful. I'm not going to help you with anything, though. But you're omniscient. Yeah, that just means I don't care. And you can see the entire scope of the universe. The speck that is human civilization doesn't really register for much. Okay, so we're against Naya, Knight of the Reliquary, Dryad of the Elysian. There must be a Valakut in their deck. I don't know why you're worried about Emrakul. I mean, Emrakul's a way we could lose the game is basically where Primeval Titan. Okay. Go get your mountains. Two Valakuts. You got it. Okay. So if they get Knight of Autumn, they can... But they have only had Knight of the Reliquaries so far, so I'm not particularly worried. And again, like, I wasn't worried about Emrakul so much as Emrakul's a way that people can kill you. Like, I don't know what's in their deck, right? So I don't know how to play around anything that they're doing, really. We just have to play into it and pray that the wonderful lock pieces we've assembled are good enough. Yeah, they scoop. Sorry, Velasquez 14. Velasquez. Yes. Alright, so I think Anger of the Gods probably not great here. Although it's good against Voice of Resurgence, so... Looks like they want their graveyard for some stuff, but I don't know how much. I don't know if we... Again, I don't know if we need any of this stuff. I think we're good in our in our main deck configuration. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Is Leyline worth? What do you want Leyline for? Just stopping them from Valakutting me? But they're going to bring in disenchant effects anyway to stop Boil. Oh, Boil's a banger. They're not going to be expecting me to bring in Boil. Yeah, let's... 1 Wrath and 1 Anger. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Try to figure out if I've completely screwed that up. But I think that's probably fine. Yeah, Boil against Dryad is super fun. I don't know if I've actually ever done it. Is Anger and or Wrath of God better to board out than a Chalice? I don't know. We're going to roll with it, but if the Boils pop up and we're like, boy, I wish that was a Wrath, or similarly if a Chalice pops up and we're like, man, I don't need this Chalice. Boo weep, boo 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 boo, boo boo boo, wimp, bam bam bam. I don't think I can keep this one. I want to, but I think it's really bad in this matchup. I don't understand why the list only plays 3 apes. Yeah, neither do I. I feel like there should be more. God, this is pretty bad. Well, let's see if they mulled a 5. If they mulled a 5, I might keep this one. We've got double Temple of Triumph plus the Chalice and 2 planes. So we're in really good shape for most of what we can pick up. We have no real ways to gain card advantage other than Wraths and virtual card advantage through Chalice of the Void and Blood Moon. So, like, I think we need to be pretty careful about how aggressively we mulligan, because we're not great at setting up early pieces. Whereas this deck is just sort of trying to slow roll mid-range value. It's a very, very interesting configuration in this deck of like this very slow rolling prison deck. Our deck sucks compared to most mid-range decks you pilot. Well, that's why we got garbage. Like, we got trashed by Andy, right? Because he was playing the kind of deck I normally play. You have diversified casting costs. You are resilient to nonsense, just generally speaking. Like, that's the exact kind of deck that's a nightmare for this deck. You're like, oh, you have answers and diversified threats. I love playing those mid-range decks in Modern because they have this sort of widest spread of like I don't know, like 53, 48 or 47 matchups. Like everything for that deck is like you could beat it. There's almost nothing in Modern that you can't beat. You just have tools for everything. And there's enough modal cards in Modern that the wrong half problem is not so bad. They're on triple green mana here. True. Where's Paul? True. Hex Drinker. Man, this Chalice is going to be a little late. Well, we're going to need a Wrath of God this game. I think. Okay. Here's my late Chalice. Enjoy. Looks like we're going to a game 3. Also, our Naya lands opponent has been very slow. Very, very, very slow. They're down on clock by 8 minutes. They're missing red mana. If you're waiting on me to Blood Moon ya, I don't know what to say. Don't know what to tell you. Hextrigger. Love it. Love it. I gotta tell Paul. Well, that was a tad unfortunate. Alright, let's Temple. We just need to hit Wrath of God specifically now. Yikes. Alright, good luck, Godspeed, me. Playing Fair Temples, yeah. Eldrazi Temple is... Okay, now we really need to draw Wrath, because that's going to be a Titan. Yep. Playing Fair Temples in a Fair deck. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Oh, they're using that on Hexdrinker. That's cool. I have never seen anyone do that before. Okay, that's Neato Burrito. Good for them. Actually, I think we have 2 turns to draw the Wrath for the Hexdrinker here. I don't think they're going to kill us as fast as I may have anticipated. So I can play Chandra and try to draw up something. Yikes! All right. Dude, don't be the Wrath. Temple of Triumph. Nice. All right. We're going to go to 1. But we do have Lightning Helixes in our deck. So maybe? We got this Chalice of the Void to stop them from playing Lightning Bolt. So how many level counters does Hexdrinker have? 8. Oh, Clavis. Super. So Wrath is no longer good enough. We need Helix into Wrath? No, we can't do it. It cannot be done anymore. It is literally not possible for us to win from here. What was the draw? Sure. So I think I want to board and rest in peace because it stops Tarmogoyf and it stops Klothys from doing any damage. And I think I do want all my Chalices on the play. I think I want the Wrath back. Anger can go. We'll go down to 2 Angers. Cut a Gideon and a Chandra. It's only 1 Gideon, huh? Cast out? No, cast out gets Klothys. The Wrath came back the very next day. The Wrath came back. Thought it was a goner, but the Wrath came back. Maybe we'll board out the second Gemstone Caverns. That seems smart. I feel like smart. I'm a smart player for boarding out the second Gemstone Caverns. That to me seems like the smart thing to do. We'll just try to hit a slightly land heavier hand. I didn't know you knew Theory of a Dead Man. I don't, but I'll pretend. Yeah, that'll work. Man, this hand is a banger. Holy crap. That's all of the things. Jeez. Okay. Well then. Spoiled for choice, I would call this. The only way this could have been better is if that cast out was a Simian Spirit Guide, so we could go turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Rest in Peace, turn 3 Blood Moon. But otherwise, this hand is like freaky good. So compared to other things that can happen, I'm pretty sure I just want to fire off this Chalice. I think if it comes down to it, I'd rather lose the Chalice than the Rest in Peace. If they kill a Chalice on 1, it's probably going to take their whole turn to do it. So, and that's going to clear the way for Blood Moon. So this deck having a density of prison artifacts and enchantments, as most of these decks do, is definitely can be an advantage because people aren't playing things like Fracturing Gust. Super genius. Love it. M fan. Thanks for just being the gosh darn best, Roy. Just now and forever. Gotta do what we can to keep some love in this world. Blood Moon. Speaking of putting more love in the world, Blood Moon. Forever. That sounds like a commitment. Well, as I told this psychiatrist at the mental hospital, I'm committed, Roy. That said, if you've escaped from a mental hospital, seek help. Probably going to spend the next turn playing this Rest in Peace. We'll see. Seems like a reasonable... Never. Fair enough, fair enough. Run rampant across the countryside, you beautiful human. Well, now that is interesting. I think I want to cast that next turn to exile this Voice of Resurgence that will be tapped at that point. So I think I want to cast Rest in Peace now. Although I could plus Nahiri, ditch my Emrakul, and try to find a Wrath. It should be on 6, so there's no way they're going to kill her. Unless they have a bolt. No bolts. Not likely to be able to play... Yeah, let's get card drawing. Can't imagine Nahiri's going to die. Just go into 6 loyalty here. We cast Rip now. We might not have to downtick Nahiri to deal with Voice. Ah. That is true. But if we cast Rip, we'd if we discard our Emrakul, it goes to exile. So... Whereas, like, not casting Rest in Peace has value because if they have, like, Tarmogoyfs or things like that in their hand, they might be sitting on them because there's not really any upside to casting them right now, like, versus playing the Voice. Like, obviously getting the Voice on deck is good there because it's resilient to removal, but they want to save the Tarmogoyf for when it could be bigger because, like, currently it's a 2/3. It's very small. So they might have been playing... At this point, I just want to see Gideon. Yeah, Gideon would be great. Be okay with Gideon. Gideon would mess this board up. Right quick. They're going for my face. Interesting. And, like, other things like Klothys. They're incentivized to play Klothys right now, right? Like, because Klothys is just going to start grinding them value and start giving them more mana. Yeah, that's a whole thing, huh? All right. Well, we're gonna go cast out on one, Nahiri on the other. Yeah. I pointed at the wrong ones with my cursor there, but we are gonna do that. All right. I'm good at the red source here. So get out of here. Hello, my name is Cast Out, or as the ladies like to call me, hey you there in the bushes. I'm waiting for that dank muse. Hey you there in the bushes. You in the bushes. Oh no. Oh, they can Titan. Yikes. Well, we better draw something good fast. Yep. We got 2 draws. Dose. Let's make them hot. It's going to be a lot of Alkits. A lot. It's a shame the way I had to kill those Voice of Resurgences didn't involve a board wipe that would get rid of this Arbor Elf. Like something like Anger of the Gods. But there's 2 of them in my sideboard right now. We're going to draw one of them now, because it would be bad. We did not. Alright, well, let's do this first. Think I'm discarding the redundant Nahiri. I guess I could play the second Nahiri this turn. So actually, let's pitch the land. The only thing I can't play right now is an Elspeth. Okay. I think I'm playing Spirit Guide and Rest in Peace this turn. So the Spirit Guide can block for Nahiri and make sure the Titan can't kill her, if that is something that they want to do. Which they might, because Nahiri exiling their Titan is definitely relevant. Our opponent is down to less than 5 minutes on clock. We have 18. It's been one of those barn burners of a match here for one of the competitors. Avalesquez 14 with an unbelievable lag on game clock. What's going on their end? I mean, it could be anything. Maybe there's a riot outside. Like, you know. Have they disconnected a lot? No, they've disconnected 0 times. I say that, but stay safe, people. Goodness gracious, that's a lot of Allocates. Yeah, so they're going to knock my Nahiri down to 1 here. So I do get to loot with Nahiri, and then I can play the second Nahiri and exile their Titan. It's 10 out of 10 what I'm going to do. If such a situation presents itself, that's fine. Okay, let's draw a Wrath of God so I don't have to do that, please, deck. That would be tremendous. Well, can't win them all. Titan by 10. Hopefully they don't have another one. Dear opponent, please play a Tarmogoyf. Even a Renegade Rallier, I'll take it. I'm not picky. Come on! Really? Okay. Your 4th favorite Lurgoyf. My favorite Lurgoyf is Cognivore. He got that big brain. Yikes. Double yikes. Alright. Okay. Well. So I don't know about Reanimation's shenanigans in particular, but there was a extended deck that was Oath of Druids, and the only creatures in that deck was Cognivore. Yeah, that's the one. Fails to find lands. What? Weird. Bye, Nahiri. You kept me alive a long time. Sure. Wrath of God, come on. Come on, baby, I need you now. Really? This doesn't even scry. Come on, deck, don't do me like this. Yeah. Going to 5. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. That'll do. That keeps us technically alive. So we're going to use this to exile or to destroy their Primeval Titan. And then the next turn, we can have their creatures attack Gideon. So we're going to survive at 1 for now. So we get another draw. Sure. Put me to 1, friend. It's cool, I don't have fetch lands anyway. You're leaving the elf back? Interesting. They are not leaving the elf back. No longer interesting. You've become boring, opponent. Oh, well, yikes! On your behalf. Let's see you jam, sucker. You got nothing on me. Let's see you jam, sucker. For Larynx Punchworthy, that is the second South Park reference of the night. They have nothing? Yikes. Where are their basics? Because they tighten so many times, and they're playing, like, none. That's wild. And they're down to 1 minute on clock anyway. Like, crazy. Crazy. Game win? Match win? On cleanup. Discards Arbor Elf. Oh, the Chalice must be wrecking them. And we drew a Helix. Yay, magic! We did have 4 Wrath of Gods in our deck, and it was a long time coming on that one. And that's the match win. All right, we're playing with house money now, friends. Heading into match number 5 here. Thanks, everybody who is hanging out, for joining me here on the Mana Symbol channel. We're having a wavy gravy evening here. Mushroom gravy for all those vegetarians in the audience. But it is not vegan. I threw a whack of butter in there, so sorry, vegans, get the fudge out. I'm kidding. Fudge is delicious and can be vegan. My dad is an on-again, off-again vegan. When he's not eating steak, he's a vegan. He has a mainly vegan diet, except when he sees me, and then he decides he's going to have steak. Or something. I'm not anti-vegan either. Like, it's one of those many movements that has been blown out of proportion in terms of the offensiveness of the persons who do it. The silent majority are wonderful humans. On the play? Holy crap. Yeah, I'll keep this one on the play in the dark. No companion again. Found your timing hilarious. Yeah, well, I'd like to think I'm a pretty good comedian. Almost caved over roast beef today. Well, did it smell good, or was it your family's cooking? As long as it wasn't an Arby's roast beef sandwich, you still have my respect. I have no idea what they're on. Corile 101. Alright, I'm going to assume that Helix is a reasonable card to be playing. Yeah. And just like the fact that my game plan is largely nothing right now. Delver? Mistvein Border Post. And they're not playing Karuga. They said, and may the magic gods be ever in your favor. What a good human. Nihilith? Whoa, that's a cool card. I've seen those in the same deck with Border Post before. Okay. Understood, Roybert. Understood. Yeah, I think I just heard a crack of thunder outside. Oh man, we should play a Karuga deck this week before the companion nerf. I'll see if I can squeeze that in tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Resolves. Okay, we're about to find out what's up. No, we're not. Interesting. I want to shoot this so that if they minus... But I don't draw any extra card. Oh, no, I do with Nahiri. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. If I top deck a Nahiri, I'm going to be a little annoyed. Okay. It is a May, so we're going to play Nahiri and start plussing it, but... Ouch. Oh, I bet they are playing the wheels. I bet they are playing the wheels in their deck. The Days Undoing. Yeah. But I can't stop them right now. What I will do to try to limit the Notion Thief, yeah, maybe. Thanks to that blue magic guy for the input. I think what I'm going to do is play Nahiri and nuke their border posts. Just get that off the table. Hold up Helix. I don't think that's worthwhile. So maybe they have a force here, or maybe they're typing more things. Commandeer. Yeah, that's what we're up against. So this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare matchup for us. 110% a nightmare matchup for us. I don't know if there's any possible way we could win this. Here we go. Yep, I'm good. Well, I'll draw a hand. We get one card here? Yeah. Wait, they've got my Nahiri. They didn't use my Nahiri? You fool. I guess it wouldn't matter because they put it, yeah. You get to see what they discarded. Yes. No. No, because they don't discard, do they? I don't think that's the way that card works. Roybert. They don't discard their hand. Unless you're saying with the Nahiri tick up. Which they didn't do. Yeah, that's not how that works. Disrupting Shoal. Yikes. Okay, let's hope we draw land and we hope that this resolves. Yeah, well, one half of the thing. They can't cast the Shoal for enough. So, I never knew about that. Wow! Just the rudest. My God. Beautiful. I'm not even mad. Not even mad. Yeah. 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 So here's the cards I have that are not good in this matchup. Like I guess. And they do have mana rocks, so do you think they're a Mystic Sanctuary deck? I guess Rest in Peace is better than Damping Sphere. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Let's rock and roll, babies. Yeah, I missed the... oh, yeah, so on the Stonecutters World Council, I missed the Gellum, which is Jack Nicholson. Kill him! Kill the fool! Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with Orville, Jack, and T. Can't we just do something to his voice box? I'm in mod view trying to figure out how to exit it. Did it add an extra chunk to the address in your browser? If so, remove that chunk. That's not good enough. I don't really think any hand in this deck is going to be good enough, but... Well, turn 2 Blood Moon. Yeah, that's something. Could turn 1 Chalice, but I'd rather turn 2 Blood Moon, turn 3 Chalice. So it doesn't seem like they play a lot of 1s. Maybe they do. Do they? They play any 1s last game? Did I see anything? No. Like, obviously they're a 2-color deck that's playing a bunch of basic islands, but... Yeah, could be good. Take her for a test drive, and you'll agree. On the upside, Commandeer sucks against this hand. Yeah, you right, dog. You right. Got him? Question mark? Maybe? Probably a situation where they just don't give a flip, but... I'll play this mountain. Hey, they did the thing I was hoping they'd do. Get wrecked, nerd! No way. Hey! They do play 1 CMC spells. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Lore Broker. Oh, that is so rude with Nahiri. And they brought it in because I would have boarded out my... Oh, that's so cruel. Oh, well... Yes, that'll do. Alright, we're going to do this first. See if they want to deal with that. Hopefully we don't get wrecked by this lore broker, because the lore broker functions like a free to use Gaia Reach Sanitarium. So we're hoping against hope over here. I don't need that. Okay. That's a card. I'm going to end of turn boil them, probably. Which means they won't be able to force me, so if they have Nahiri or otherwise, going to be in good shape here. Pokeball still twitching. Did we catch it? Nice. Okay, if we rip a land, we're going to hold on to Chandra. Okay, but Nahiri's real good, so we'll take that. Because they have to counter this boil, and then hopefully Nahiri does stuff. Bloop! Spell pierce me. Do it. Come at me, bruh. What are you going to do, boil? Sorry. What are you going to do, Commandeer? What's up, Fall? I was hoping you'd get my met. Unsubstantiate, sure. Why won't opponent help us? That's the real question, Roy. Yo, Paul, I didn't even make that. Roy made that. Give the props to Roy, the boy. Oh, don't commandeer me. I should have waited. I should have boiled first. I guess it wouldn't matter. God bless it. That's so stupid. Okay. It's the nightmare matchup here. We need to figure out what the Brian command's supposed to be, though, Roy. You already have a quote. Now, did my opponent miss their land drop, or am I getting royed here? What is up, Zanny? It's been a minute. Figure it out eventually. Yeah, we'll just keep our eye out for it. we need a Zanman command that just links to Lawson's stream at some point. Yeah, we good. How was your weekend with the lady friend and all that? How was Dallas? Is it Dallas? It was Dallas, right? Okay. So they have a land in their hand, so let's do this. I can definitely complain, but I choose not to, because the world has much worse problems going on. Let me tell you. I don't need that. Can I resolve a Nahiri, please? You know? Because that is mine. It's your God-given American right to complain, Roy. Drafting for 12 plus hours tonight. Live with humans? Good God. Second commandeer. That's just so rude. Went to 0 cards in hand for it. Good Lord. So this boil's gonna suck too, because they've got 2 on Moto. MTGO doesn't have Modern currently. I disagree. I seem to be playing Modern right now. He's making a joke about the format, Roy. Well, I'm having fun here in the twilight of the companion apocalypse. Spell Pierce, nice. boo weep, boo 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 boo, beebity doo, boo weep, boo 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 boo, boo weep, boo 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 boo, beebity boo, boo weep, boo 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 boo. Ah, they're draw locking me. Does Gideon beat this? He does. Okay. So we're draw locked starting next turn, but I can shoot the Lore Broker with my Gideon. And neither of their planeswalkers can deal with it, so. So we might get out of this yet, actually. Might. What? Sure. Nice. Got me. Hi, friend. Bye, friend. Boosh. Game day bucket go. Boom. They whip. Bow, 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 bow. Baby to bow. All right, we got ourselves a game of Magic the Gathering here. The question is, can they draw any of their relevant bouncing cards? Bouncing effects. Days Undoing. What? Sucks to be me. Well, opponent's about to get a hand of 7. Although they're going to gift me 1 card, so that's kind of nice. I will get to go up 1 card. What the hell? Oh! Oh! She says artifact or creature card. Interesting. They don't have any creatures in their deck, do they? Oh, they got the Lore Broker. Well, crap. Notion Thief. Yikes. So they're going to draw 14, huh? And it has haste. But it's going to go back to their hand. Weird. Weird. Oh, it's not going to go back to their hand because they're going to Days Undoing and the turn's going to be over. Interesting. That's just wackiness. This is a very cool turn. Well done. Well done, opponent. Yes, yes, perfect. Zanman quote is on point. Well done, Roybert. You are the best of us. Notion Thief in my modern? Shock and awe. So, yeah, Zan, after the 5-0 on the weekend, I played that deck through 2 more leagues, and I 4-1'd both of them. So that deck was in an incredible position over the weekend. Remand, Watergrave, Days Undoing, Delta, Days Undoing, Chaos Deer, Spell Pierce. Alright, let me draw my 1 card. Well, that's not a good one. It's not a bad one. Well, we are going to kill their Narset. See ya. Dunk on her. Boosh. Yeah, yeah. On the plus side, it was probably a real quick 0-3. Snapback. God, that's so rude. Okay, I mean... Here's where we get commandeered. And then they cast another Days Undoing and nothing matters. Yep. Nightmare matchup. Alright. Good league, though. I think they must be playing 4 Commandeer and just praying that that works out for them. And it certainly did here. Anywho, this deck was Blast and a Half. Surprisingly great against some of the decks in the metagame. Everything where Chalice on 1 was nuts, this deck was very well positioned against. We didn't run into Ad Nauseam or anything of that nature. Although, if you've been watching and following along, Chalice of the Void plus Blood Moon is an excellent package to have against Ad Nauseam, so you can get a lot of game wins that way. And then, again, the sideboard here is not great in that matchup, but you do have Damping Sphere, and you really don't need it to be a lot better, because they have a hard time winning through Chalice and Blood Moon a lot of the time. And you can set up almost anything and just win your game out at a reasonable rate from there. We are going to be moving on to another deck. Before the end of this era of companion-tastic stuff, we're going to try out the blue-white Taking Turns deck from Taking Turns expert Daniel Wong. I believe someone said it was him. I don't think his name was Time Walking on Sunshine before, but it appears to be now, because I've seen Time Walking on Sunshine doing quite well in a large number of different events and leagues, always with Time Walk decks. So it might be Daniel Wong. I would believe it was Daniel Wong. So stick around if you're checking that out, and if you're checking this out on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you real soon. The Stream Decker is switched over to the new deck list now.